Hey, happy holidays, everyone. It is almost Christmas time around here. We're thinking about snow even on a day where it's 60 degrees and pouring rain. I'm Eric Fisher alongside Terry Eliasen.
Yeah, so, I mean, who doesn't want a white Christmas? I feel like everybody, it's the biggest question that I've been fielding over the last week. I don't know about you, but like, it's a thing that people at this time of year, they start focusing on.
It's like Thanksgiving with turkey or, Halloween. I need a Reese's peanut butter cup pumpkin. You need a little snow when it comes to the holiday itself, even if it's just a little, it sets the mood.
Absolutely sets the mood, and more often than not, it seems in Boston anyways, it's really hard to come by. But there actually is a definition, believe it or not, of a white Christmas.
Of course there is. We love definitions.
I mean, naturally, right?
Yeah.
So you got to have an inch of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. Christmas morning. So on Thursday, you go out with your ruler, and if you got an inch, then you're in the club, I guess.
Is this on the driveway or in the grass?
Well, now you're getting too deep.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of parents will say 7 a.m. I wish that's when my kids got up. But that's the general idea. So historically, this is the probability of a white Christmas. If you look back, they started measuring snow around the area in the late 1800s. How often do you have an inch of snow on the ground on the morning of the 25th? Obviously, odds are pretty low toward Cape Cod and the South Coast, generally the lowest. Same story in downtown Boston. And as you head inland and up in terrain, some hills, some mountains, you've got much better odds of seeing snow on the ground. In fact, it happens more often than not.
Yeah, I'd say up around the 495 belt, being from up there, it feels like it feels more like Christmas up there than it does like coming to the city, and more often than not, it's like a muddy season.
I'm not amazed because this is what we do for a living, but my brother-in-law lives just over the border in New Hampshire.
Well, yeah.
And he lives in Hoff. Like, he's sending me pictures. They have like a luge set up in their backyard. They're sledding every night. I'm like, I haven't had that much snow in my yard in probably a year and a half. I live in the city. So it's a very different world in a very short distance.
Yeah, and here you go, living in the city around Christmas time. So more often than not, 77% of the time, you're not getting a white Christmas. There's less than an inch on the ground. And very rarely is there actually like an abundant amount of snow on the ground.
A half foot or more, it's 6% of the time. It's a very small sliver, and that's just life by the ocean. Usually in December, the ocean's still kind of warm, which is why we don't see as much snow typically at this time.
Oddly enough, last year, for those who remember, Boston was part of the small group that had in there. It was like a strip of snow.
This was the one storm last year where we went, oh no. There's a band set up right over, kind of close to the Mass Pike and through the city, and it went way over expectations. And that ended up being pretty much the biggest snowfall of the season.
Yeah, it was like the 20th, 21st, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was a few days before, and we still had it on the ground.
Yeah, so we got nuked today. The last couple of days, basically any amount of snow that you did have, and I, just speaking for myself, north and west of Boston this morning, there was still a crusty, sort of inchy, icy thing on the ground.
It won't be there when you get home.
It won't be there tonight. And
even this is outdated at this point because by the end of the day today, it's just mountains, basically, that have snow on the ground. Mountains and ski areas, although there could be a snow shower out there this evening.
Right, so basically we're starting from scratch is what we're saying with the white Christmas chance. And this weekend ain't going to help the odds at all. Nope. A decent weekend, some gusty winds at times, but otherwise there certainly isn't any snow coming this weekend.
No, but early next week, I'm saying there's a chance. We're watching a system coming across the country, and this is going to be another clipper. We've had a lot of them. Usually, if you're in a cold pattern, which we've been in most of this December, you're going to see a lot of clippers. Basically, bring all these reinforcing shots of cold air. So on Monday for travel, only big issues are kind of out on the West Coast. They've been getting pummeled, and what a mess. A bunch of heavy rain and some strong winds. We get into Tuesday. That's the day we'll be watching our clipper coming down out of Canada. This doesn't look like a snowstorm per se, but during Tuesday, we'll see a band of snow and some rain near the South Coast breaking out. This looks like our best chance. If we can put some snow on the ground before Christmas, Tuesday is the day that we're watching.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel this has been on the models for several days now. It's not something that just popped up, and I feel like something's going to happen Tuesday.
I feel good about it snowing on Tuesday.
Yes.
It's a question of, is it a half inch, an inch, 3 inches? That's still to be decided.
Exactly, but certainly depending on where you live, the better the chance. Naturally, here in New England, we can't just have a plain old everyone's getting a couple inches. Everything's got to be complicated thanks to the ocean and the elevation. And so here's sort of our best guess for Tuesday anyways. Places, this is a chance of at least an inch of snow, and you can see Boston. We always put it right on some sort of line. It's on the 25% line.
Boston's always, and even some of the famous meteorologists in the past, people say, how about so-and-so? And they would say, I always draw the line through Boston.
That's right. Yeah.
It's just part of the rule. But generally speaking, we're 4 days out at least here, so we've got some wiggle room, but the odds would be best where it's a little bit colder, because even if it snows on Tuesday, temperatures are going to be pretty borderline. We might even switch to some rain at the end, especially south of Boston. And then Wednesday's not terribly cold, so if you're dealing with maybe an inch or so of snow in the first place, can you keep an inch until Thursday morning? Maybe not.
I feel like you're going to need at least like 2 inches.
You're going to need
to keep an inch for Thursday morning. So, and that's certainly not out of the question, especially north and west, northern Worcester County and in New Hampshire. Let's put numbers on it. Why not? Let's just get exact here.
Everything's gambling now, so we'll just throw it out there.
So you're saying there's 6 to 1? No. So yeah, we were talking about this before we went on tape. I had Boston originally at 20%. You're probably right, because even if they get an inch on Tuesday, the chances of it sticking around.
Even if we get 2, it might not last into Thursday morning. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed. I'd like to hold on to a little bit.
Right, but the further north and west you go, so we think about 495 from, say, Lawrence, Haverhill, Lowell, Marlborough, give it a 1 in 3% chance. Up north in Worcester County, we're talking a much better chance, of course, because they have a better chance of getting a little more than an inch on Tuesday and keeping it. It's colder up that way.
Yeah.
So typical sort of odds for white Christmases. Wednesday, that storm moves off, and really there's a whole mess on the West Coast. Thank goodness.
The West has been awful.
Yeah, it's been tough out there. Actually, last night, interesting, the game in Seattle last night, I saw the forecasts were for like all this wind and rain, and they end up scoring like 70 points. So they made it in. But nonetheless, if you're traveling out west next week, good luck. Definitely going to be a messy from San Fran up through Seattle.
Yeah, a lot of wind again, too, with those storm systems. The other story there, if you notice, the temperatures super mild across the country. We're lucky to hang on to seasonable weather for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. A lot of the country is going to be roasting, relatively speaking, for the end of December.
Yeah, big ridge building in the middle part of the country next week. But for Santa's ride on Wednesday evening, looked great. Yeah, looks like he's going to be smooth sailing. No issues here in New England anyways. Pretty seasonable, pretty typical for this time of year. No major wind, no storminess. Just a slow temperature drop, and things looking pretty decent for Christmas Day, too.
Yeah, maybe a few rain showers moving it. I mean, that seems kind of gross. I'm hoping that maybe they wait until Friday, but we're not talking about a big storm or something that will, mess up your trip to your family or friend's house or whatever else you might be doing on Christmas Day. So I think we're lucking out, and we're just kind of holding our breath that maybe we can get a couple inches of snow with that system on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm all for it, and obviously we're going to keep you updated. We'll get the storm from today out of here, and over the weekend we'll keep you updated on the chances for Tuesday, and Eric will be back Monday as well to update the odds.
Yeah, and if you don't get any snow, maybe we'll send you a Jelly of the Month Club membership or something. You could have
it's a gift that keeps on giving. All right, well, thanks for joining. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe.
See you later.